So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. Be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And once we get connected with the other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take a few minutes for ourselves to clarify how this practice can bring the liberation, the transformation, the change inside us. Because conventionally understanding that is very important. So our journey go from this to that. So then in this very moment, we have this all the facilities, we have this all the thoughts, we have this all the informations, and how we can use that all these informations to get into more higher, more better place. And how we can get out of this all then. So that's it. That is a kind of like a science method. So in the beginning, you have to understand the mechanism of that. So otherwise, maybe it is very easy for us to tell, oh, you do this, you don't do this. So kind of like that way. Oh, this doesn't work, that will work. But understanding that mechanism and how it going to work. I mean, if somebody say, oh, it doesn't work, As example, someone can tell, or to attain to liberation, you no need to practice meditation. So how? So what is the method that you then gain that liberation? What do you mean by the liberation? What do you mean by the Nibbana? And if somebody say, oh, you have to practice meditation, so then what is the mechanism of that? So like that, you have to be very clear with your own thoughts, with your own mind, the path that you go. So that understanding will bring a very good foundation. And then once you have that foundation, the effort going to come to you. Why most of time we become so weak mentally? Because we don't have the clear understanding. When you have the clear understanding, then all other things start to change. But once you don't have it, then another way we call the doubt. So once you have the doubt, there's no confidence. The confident and the doubt cannot be together. So then when you minimize the doubt, what happened? The confidence is going to be there. It's replaced into that. When then the confidence is not there, the doubt becomes more stronger. So those are kind of like it's a fundamental mental qualities. It's not going to happen according to what you like, or it's not going to happen according to your choice. So the only thing is that it is not that, oh, this is I am, I can do this way, that way. No, that this life itself is the result of cause and effect. So that you are the causation. It is not, the causation is not beyond you. So once you understand you are the causation, you are capable to observe the mechanism and understand how you come to be as who you are. So when it comes to that, it is just not only the ideas. There are many other more things deeper in you, help for you to become like this. And at the same time, knowingly or unknowingly, visibly or invisibly, that day and night, there are a lot of things happening in you to bring the life to you and move forward it through the timeline. So if you hold it only one thing, maybe you miss a lot of other parts. But in the beginning, to observe and understand that you have to have a very balanced mind. So otherwise you don't get it. So through the meditation, we'll develop that balanced mind. What is the balanced mind mean? Undisturbed mind. And once you have that undisturbed mind, the clarity going to be there. So then from where the disturb come? It's not from outside, that the inner disturb. Have you ever thought that inside you, your own habitual patterns, your own ideas, thoughts, mental formations disturb you? Maybe your own comfort. It is not only the whatever the negative things. No, sometimes the positive things also disturb you. It comes in a certain way that we can't see it. So sometimes, as example, the comfort that you have you into some physical, mental comfort. So once you hold it to that comfort, it is very positive result. But sometimes once you into that comfort, maybe the nothing is forever. So then if you hold it to the comfort, then once it start to change, then the disappointment come, unhappiness come, unbalance come. So like that, you have to remember. So whatever that we hold into this material world, in this conventional life, always most of time going to end with unsatisfaction. That is the nature of the world. It is not only for you, only for me. It's not only for one time. That is the very nature of that. Why it happened that way? Because of the change. If nothing changed, then we're not going to experience that way. So the change brings the life. So when you experience the life itself, then you have to understand deeper in you, there is a change happens. So if you don't accept it, the life not going to be there. Because the life itself means the change. The world itself means the change. So then you have to understand the very behavior, the very nature of the life and the outcome. If something change, it always brings the unsatisfactory nature. And the other thing is, we deeply hold it to self-centered view. And then that self-centered view related to the self-centered idea. That self-centered idea is that whatever the consciousness, awareness, or the experience, the body, physical, mental, this all, we believe as kind of like a self. Some body, there's something solid, concrete, unchangeable power exists behind this all. But there is nothing like that. But that very idea of self start to build up a resistance deeply with each and everything and every direction. When the change comes, now you know the very nature of the life is the change. And so now you have the self as a result of the life. And now that self itself go against the change, that means you go against the life. So once you have the self-centered mind, egocentric mind, self-centered idea, it itself start to challenge to the life. It's kind of like a sabotage. That's why there is no someone else can interfere to your suffering and take you out of it. That's why there is no help that when the suffering comes to you. You have to understand it because it's deeply. It happens within your own mind. It is there is no gap in between the life and suffering and misunderstanding. This all come together. That's why there is no gap to someone to come or something to come. So then once you allow things to settle down, that is the beginning. Yeah, you are entering to this wisdom path. And once you settle down that, you have to understand, to hold it to the contentment, completion, satisfaction. And in this very moment, through this samsaric journey, that whatever the journey that you came, and through this entire universe, that all these outside things come together in this very moment, you are complete. If you can come to that completion, and you become like a flower with the nectar. And when the flower blossom and it has the nectar, it doesn't call to honeybees. The flower doesn't care. It just open. It just open to the highest and settled down there. But once it settled down, that itself become the invitation to the honeybees. So that itself become a part of pollination. It become a part of reproduction. It become a part of a result. It become part of the process of life or the existence. But the flower itself don't try to make anything happen that way. What it open to the highest. That's it. So just imagine if you are in this very moment, if you are the flower, without any kind of desires to go into that, do this, to gain that, can you open to the highest and be just who you are? And allow that life, that's mean the honeybees, to come. And allow that existence to reform out of your openness without interference, without putting your self-centered opinion into it. So that is a different kind of method, a different kind of life. So then we have to come to the point to understand the very behavior, the very nature of the mind. So our mind is like, we are kind of like the flowers with the nectars, and then we try to put billboards and advertisement and go here and there, do many promotions and put YouTube videos, Facebook Live to, honeybees to come. Hey, come, I'm open, take this nectar. We are kind of like that. So try to understand this mechanism that happening in us. So that's why the completion, that contentment itself, is the beginning of the wisdom. So deeply that allow your each and every cell, each and every atom to be as it is. So then that it is a deeper transformation happen. In another way, it's a liberation happen. When the liberation, another mean for the liberation is, once the liberation happens, it's kind of like an atom. You can't divide anymore. That's where the total freedom. There is no divisions anymore. There is no comparison anymore within you. So can you come to the moment to experience that? No comparison. So that from where? It is within you. Because once you settle down within yourself, once the completion happens within you, there is no comparison. There is nothing to compare. Once you get out of that comparison itself, there's no fear. There's no desire. There's no jump here and there. So the containment and the get out of the comparison and understanding your completion and accepting you complete. So in the moment with the breath, try to accept, because that is the highest. And that is so advanced. If you are capable to settle down and accept and come to the completion when the inhalation happens, exhalation happens. If you are capable to settle down, that is the so highest advanced level. But we are not capable. We look for the completion through here and there, going here and there, jump here and there, and gaining things. We try, we knowingly or unknowingly, we try to achieve two things. We have so much plans. We have so much plans, and we have so much way to resist things. And then itself, it's kind of like a create a fear. Then your own mind kind of like become kind of like if I bring a example, it's kind of like your own mind become for you to kind of like a life insurance agent. Right? When the life insurance agent, when they try to sell the insurance, they show you all the miseries can happen tomorrow. It's once you start to look into that, it becomes real to you. It's okay. You have to have insurance. Maybe you have to go to hospital and things that like that. But if you look into the very real life, when something happens, it just happens. And after it happens, we struggle with it. For that struggle, maybe we look for help and we put insurance or like that. But our purpose is try to go beyond the past that timeline and go beyond that. That struggle and see when the life happens itself, there's nothing you can do. After it happened, you can say many things about it. But when the real life happening to you, you have no idea what it is. So that's why when you observe the inhalation, exhalation, you tune to that moment. Not with that the comparison or the opinions or that ideas. Of course, that the conventional life is we have ability to bring our ideas to reality. And that is what this all in a certain level used to exist as ideas. And that process itself, bringing your ideas to reality, is your conventional life. But your spiritual life means, in a certain way, another way, rather than bringing your ideas to reality through this material world, can you go beyond that and see when the ideas come from that point, from where it come, from what kind of point of view it come, what is the beginning of that idea? It is the complete reverse mechanism that define your spiritual life. So it is a conventional life go towards ideas bringing to result, and spiritual life means that idea go backward and you back up from the ideas rather than go forward with the action. You back up from the ideas and see from where this idea comes. That's why you see the roots of the thoughts, which we call mental formations, sanskara. So for that, you have to have this, all the tools, contentment, satisfaction, get out of the comparison and have the completion. And when you have this all, moment by moment, you are capable to understand. Your mind capable to understand This each and everything interconnected with the four elements: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. There is a communion with this all, each and everything. But we more separate from that. We always try to build up our own personal territory, kingdom, ourselves. And we think it is belong to me. Oh, it is me. It is me. I am the person. I am the one. That's what we always think. Whatever come to us, we always think, I am the one. For the good or for the bad, both the same. I am the one. That's why some people hold it very, very personal way. When the good things happen, I am the one. I am the one who did it. And when the bad happened, why it to happen to me? No? So both way we take personally. But once you have the communion that you are capable to understand, it is just not that you are isolated, separated, very independent result. You are the result of this everything. So once you have that, that is where the greater compassion arises in you. With the moment, not about the compassion, about thinking about others, the very deep, when you have the compassion regarding the moment of the life that you experience and within you, it's so powerful. So come to that connection. Because once you have that connection, that you become so blessed and vulnerable to yourself, you become so humble within the moment of your experience. And that is where you become a complete open flower. So then they forget about outside. You don't need to tell, oh, may you be well and happy. You don't need to tell that. Why? Because your appearance itself become the blessings to others. That is so, it is a totally different way of transformation. That is a totally different way of liberation. That's why when it comes to liberation, there's no divisions. There's nothing to divide. It's kind of like atom. There's nothing to, cut anymore. So you become everything. And that is why you gain the total freedom, because there's no any more effort to do anything or promote anything, go gain anything. You so totally settle down with the moment of your life. So the meditation is a method. We go into that experience. You can't do it by thinking, even though you heard it, and it brings some kind of idea, but it is not your thoughts when you're going to experience. It's as example, it like this. Okay, when you play the baseball, and when you play cricket, badminton, so you learn a lot of things with the words, but when you're going to play, when the ball comes towards you, when you hit with the bat, in that very moment, you have to drop that all the thoughts. If you hold it to thoughts, it's not going to happen. You miss the ball. So once you drop that all the thoughts, what it take you to the next moment of action? So that is what you have to look into that. So in the meditation, that when you come to the practice, it brings a very safe environment. You are physically comfortable and sitting, and now you are capable to drop your all the thoughts, and you don't need to worry about anything, because there is no any movements going to happen, and you are so comfortable to drop everything and experience the moment of life. And once, little by little, maybe you take it for 1 second, but little by little, once you are capable to expand the duration, in a certain level, you will see Listen this very carefully and don't try to understand it by thoughts, because you will never get it. Only thing you can have just an idea, and then rather than going towards action and try to go back from that idea. So once you have this, the mechanism that as idea in you, you are capable to drop the thoughts and be with the experience. Once you settle down with the experience, you enter to no thought zone. No thought zone means you are not depending from your past experience, and you are not depending from comparison. So in that very moment, you just become the experience. And in that very moment, that whatever the perception and the perceiver, they both become the one. In between this, there is no part for thinking and understanding. There is no thinking and understanding. It's come to the experience itself become understanding. So when you always with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, when you develop the mechanism, think and understand, you always use your past experience, and depending from your past, then the moment of experience already gone. But now you tune to the experience itself become your understanding. So that is where you recognize the real life happening to you. That is where you see the change. That is where you can recognize that what is this struggle means. And once you are capable to see that, that's where you capable to get out of it. So through observing inhalation, exhalation, we settle down to that and bring the balance to our mind and develop the clarity. With that clarity, we enter to the vipassana. So in the vipassana means thoroughly, deeply, rigorously, vigorously, we observe our inner experience, that whatever happening in us, and see how it come to be as it is, rather than hold it to it, grasping it, harboring to it. We recognize and we go into that and see how it come to be as it is. And in the depth that you will see, there is no such a thing, anything. Listen this, try to grab it. There is no such a unchangeable something exists in the middle of any action or any experience. You recognize something as it is, but when you go to the core, to the middle, the epicenter of it, you recognize there is nothing, but you see things as it is as a result of causation. So if you take the huge planet, the same. If you go to the epicenter, there is no such a thing that exists unchangeable solid. This all the dust, when you take one dust, no? So you can divide it to heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. That's it. So one dust, if you start to move in a certain rhythm, what will happen? Then the dust has ability to invite the dust. So the movement is the invitation. So same thing, the action has the ability to invite for the action. That is what we call the karma. So the dust, once it start to move, so what happened? It brings that all the dust around it, and little by little, 1 year, 2 years, 1,000 years, million years, trillion years, once it start to move, it become a huge planet. But it is that the movement, in the very first movement, happened because it was empty, otherwise it cannot move. So like that, this everything in the depth of that everything, this everything arise and exist because of the emptiness. So like that, when you observe anything, that whatever inside that with your experience, you recognize this everything arise and experience happens because of the emptiness. Once you find that yourself, you know from that point how to handle the situations. Even though on the surface level, it look like something, you know, in the depth of it, there's nothing. So the only thing is, in the world, the conventional world mean in a certain way, whatever it look like, we take it as reality. We take it as real. We take it as something, but we don't see it. It's just look like that. So that's why the time is the good teacher for us to understand it. We think another, so that whatever that this look like, we see, oh, it is like this, or this camera, this lights, it's something. It look like that, but after 100 years, it not going to be there. But in the moment, it look like. So then whatever look like, we hold as something. But in the vipassana, it's not allow you to do that. Vipassana knowledge, that wisdom, when you have that wisdom, when something look like, you know it is just look like. That's the beauty of the knowledge. That's the wisdom. When it's something look like, you know it is just look like. It is not something exactly like that. So then you're not going to against for anything. You're not going to criticize anything. You're not going to resist anything. You just know it is look like that. That's it. And it appears that way because of in the depth, it's the change happens, and in the depth, it's empty. Because of the emptiness, the change come. Because of the change, unsatisfactoriness come. Because of the unsatisfactoriness, with all this struggle come. And once you know that, you get out of the struggle. Then you allow it to be there like that way. Then the change, you enjoy knowingly, it's a part of life. So how about that when you are capable to enjoy? Just imagine your ordinary life. Just as a life lesson, if you are capable to accept the change and just be with it and enjoy it as a part of life. Is there anything that you have to do in your life? Any struggle? Is there anything will make you mad or sad or worry? No. So why is that we become sad, worried, disappointed, unhappy? Because when the change comes, we don't want to accept it. We don't like it. But even that change, if we come to the point to understand, it just look like in the moment, it's like that way, it is not going to be there like that. So it's a deeper level of you tune to the truth. You harness with the worldly nature, which we call the Dhamma. That is where you totally gain the transformation or the liberation. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of inhalation and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Binsua prelo strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Adhaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjisami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.